Hello, this is part 2 of the first video. I got cut off. We have 15 minutes, and so I just need about 1 more minute to talk to you. Just remember that by Wednesday to please post, have read the Book of Literary Term Selection that I've included here if you can't view it through the Google Book. Contribute to the slide deck by Wednesday. Also complete sort of the initial reading by Wednesday with your 3 comments, and then also have posted your newest or published link from your Google site. Unit 3 Flannery O'Connor's A Good Man is Hard to Find. And then by Friday, reply to 2 other students' website links and respond to 2 other comments within this particular reading for this week. One of the other things I wanted to show you very quickly, one of the things that came across in our readings was including definitions from stories. Where do we find the definitions? How do we know if they're accurate? I just wanted to show you some of the resources you have at COD if you go to the libraries.cod.edu. Again, if you're at a different university, you'll have access to the same journal, or database, just sort of follow along or search it in a similar way. But I'll go to databases at COD. I'm going to type in, search for databases, the Oxford English Dictionary, just because you have sort of the greatest range of terms here. Enter your last name and your barcode number. So you have to have a registered library account, which you can get here if you don't have one. Very simple to sign up for, and you can start typing in whatever terminology it is. I think, were we looking up this sort of French term before, this term for a French cooking pot? And so they give you in this Oxford English Dictionary both a pronunciation, also the origin or the etymology, what it comes from, and you can say show more, show less, and then some definitions. Usually there's a couple, but here it's sort of simplistic because this is sort of the only definition for the term. So a large traditional French cooking pot, or a dish or recipe associated with that cooking pot, especially a thick soup of meat and vegetables. What's really great is that this Oxford English Dictionary shows you the history of the use of this term and where, and sort of in literature where we've seen it occurring. So here's a quote from 1792, and here's a quote of when someone uses it in 2002. And so it gives you kind of a variety of uses. And to the right, you'll notice that there's sort of related or nearby terms as well. Thank you again for these beautiful banners, and I look forward this week to, I hope you've been getting my remind texts. I think I've sent out 2. I'll continue to do that, just sort of remind you about due dates. I'll try to keep that as restricted as possible, just sort of for essential communication. But I will be adding a pop-up office hour, just if you'd like to check in and say hello. Very low pressure, low stakes, but that will be sometime on Wednesday, and I'll send you a text on the remind, also on our announcements page with a link to a Zoom chat. So again, this is just a way for me to communicate with you one-on-one or as a group if a few of you show up, and it's just a way to continue our conversation synchronously outside of our online environment. So I hope you have a fantastic week. Thanks for listening and being patient, and I hope you have a wonderful week 3 and sort of adventures with Flannery O'Connor. I look forward to reading your responses shortly.